That was The Bad News by Rose's Cantina on the Lady Brain podcast. Before that, we heard Trust Love by Tori Rose and the Hot Mess. Amazing stuff. My name's Catherine, in the studio with Carissa and Tori.
Hey, hey.
And we are actually videotaping for our Patreon Listen Local subscribers.
Hey.
The cool people that make the show possible. So they get to see some video. And you can, of course, if you're listening to this, you can watch us too by just going to patreon.com/listenlocalradio. What was she doing? Just kicking your water or something?
You know, I have lots of animals that just
like kicking
knock
at you
over the water
Look at her staring at you. Oh, I know why. You're sitting the closest
I'm
to
by
the
the
pizza.
pizza.
So in her little brain, she knows if she's going to get that pizza,
I know.
it's going to be
I know.
my
Look at those
turn.
eyes.
I know.
Please.
She's crazy.
Okay.
So,
honey.
Stop. So tell me about the bad news.
Ugh. It's not even like a full song. It's a snippet. It had a lot more verses. It was actually one of the few songs that we wrote by Josh sending me kind of like a little track he'd been working on his phone, and then I sat down and wrote to it, and I'm so happy you're here. That's a whole other story where like 2 or 3 weeks ago we connected, and I was like, I don't know if I want you to be like my coach or like my sister, or I just know we need to be on a podcast together. And then like we got this
and then
fun
this
call,
happened,
and Catherine's like, well, who do you want? And I was like, Tori, obviously I want Tori. But I too was not engaged, but that was, you know, kind of part of what was going on. I was not engaged to someone I'd been with for like 3.5 years. We were living together, doing the whole business, and everything looked really nice. Everything looked neat and tidy, and like even like standing next to each other, we looked good. And but it was just not there, and I was going through a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression off and on, and I think so was he, probably in hindsight looking back. But the bad news is like this song that I used to go out back, and I don't smoke anymore, but at the time I was like just super stressed out, and I was like sitting on the back porch just chain smoking and crying and writing this song about just how I wouldn't want my mom to see me like that. Oof, it makes me teary.
Yeah.
So I was like such in a bad state. I was like, oh, if my mother could see me sitting here doing this, she would be so sad. And so it was like one of those moments like, oh, I gotta change. Something's gotta give, right? And then also the song that we'll play afterward is also written on that same back porch, and it's about anxiety. And it was like this beautiful sunny California day, and I was just like everything around, like I could hear the ocean, I could smell it in the breeze, like it was sunshine, the air was clear, I had like just everything a person could possibly need, plus a lot of, you know, privilege and amenities on top of that. And I was just really caught up in anxiety. So the reason I chose all three of these are kind of the B-sides of the album that I haven't shared much, because they're kind of gloomy. They're all kind of slow, mid-tempo. Yeah. But it's been so amazing, like transitioning out of that and then falling in love with Josh, like officially, and realizing like how much flow was there and how much more right that was. And then him giving me all the space necessary to like mourn that loss, and also, you know, come back from it and grow and find like my spark and find my jive. And, you know, it's not been easy. I definitely like, you know, had to go through a lot to get there, but it's so cool because now I'm like mad fired up. We had this super inspired conversation the other day about teaching and coaching and just like wanting to light people's fire, and it's like, man, I could have never done that from that place. So these songs I'm sharing today are like kind of to just offer contrast to where I'm at now. Yeah. And in the next few months, I'd say by the end of summertime, you should be looking for a new website from me, because I'm overhauling my own coaching practice.
Oh, nice. Good.
Gonna do some online content. I love podcasts. It's like my favorite media ever, and I've been like hinting at it for a while, but I think I'll actually like be brave and go throw it out there.
Absolutely.
There's just like such a wealth of knowledge and inspiring people around us right now. I think it's really important that we can grab that and say like
tap in.
Say like we have such like a connectedness happening amongst the San Diego musicians right now, and especially the females, I think, which has been a really unique. I mean, I've always had girls around me that sang and that were like powerful, but there seems to be like kind of a little bit of a vortex happening between the San Diego women musicians right now, and everybody's like really uplifting and really positive and actual friends, not like friends, right?
Or like trying to take advantage of each other to gain something. It's not, the vibe isn't like that. We can share resources, and we are also resources ourselves. So
Absolutely.
How about we just bank on ourselves instead of waiting for somebody to come in and save us and sitting in frustration. Let's do something with this frustration.
Well,
waiting for someone to come save us.
It's not going to happen. We're going to save ourselves.
That's right.
And like too, back in these times when we're talking about these songs and like when the place I was when I wrote them, a lot of the social media I was seeing from other singers was really triggering me. Even people I like called my friends, you know, and it was really sending me to this place of just,
I totally identify
I'm
with
not
that.
enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing the right things. My album's not going to be good. And I finally have found a way to step out of that and like never ended up in any like drugs as of yet, for anxiety or depression. And like certainly if it's that point, I'll take them. Like I'm not against, but just doing the work to heal stuff. Stuff was broken. Stuff was broken. You gotta go patch it.
I really identify with you saying the stuff about your songs because literally that's the partner who I ended up with was the patient. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna let you heal. They had some healing they needed to do too, so we took turns on that. But gosh, I totally identify with that exact sentiment. It's when you're with the right person, you feel it in every situation, and they understand you without you having to voice all of that all the time.
That's right.
It's more intuitive.
Absolutely. Lucky that we have our people, because a lot of people are still searching.
Absolutely.
Okay, I wanted to find out what's coming up in your worlds. Rosa's Cantina, Carissa Schrader, which is how you actually say it.
It is. Well, my family says it that way, but I just discovered some third cousins in LA, like through the, all the Ancestry.com stuff, and I went to like a family get together up there, and they all say Schroeder. So the California side of the same family says Schroeder. My dad socked me in the arm last time he heard me say Schroeder and was like, that isn't your name. And he literally hit me a little bit. But what I was saying to you on the break is that I actually, when I read, my Instagram handle is at Schroeder the singer. And when I read it in my mind and say it out loud, it flows better, Schroeder the singer. So really I'm kind of okay with both. But on a nerdy scale, Schrader is how we say it where I'm from.
That's how I say it. So when are you guys playing next? What's your schedule?
Oh, we got lots of fun stuff coming up, but we're going to Sycamore Den on March 31st, which is coming up soon, and that's obviously, well, maybe not obviously, I'll state my own opinions. I love Sycamore Den. I love the vibes about it. I love everything.
Who's doing
about
sound there now?
The guy, Drew Timms, he's got another name you don't know. He's from...
Liquorsmith.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
For you guys, thank God for you guys. I'm like, that one guy. You know him.
I know who that is.
So Kelsey passed the buck to him, and I think he's been doing a good job. I've been seeing the lineups there. It looks great.
Good.
So we're excited to be there because that's like a stage, and especially the type of band we are. Just they've got literally like banjos and fiddles and guns on the wall.
Perfect. You guys are picture perfect. Like someone needs to get in there with a professional camera and snap some shots.
That's not a bad idea.
It's a great atmosphere for them.
The lighting's kind of tricky in there, but yeah, I mean, definitely
it is very tricky.
We feel great on that stage, and we think our people enjoy going to see us there. So that is March 31st. And we are also playing Adams Avenue Unplugged on the Saturday date, which I believe is May 28th. I could be wrong.
Adams Avenue Unplugged? Mm-hmm. April 27th.
April 27th.
There you go.
It's the Saturday date. I actually think we might be on the 28th.
Okay.
I don't know. It's this whatever Saturday, and we play at 1 o'clock at the Rabbit Hole.
Nice.
So you guys know how to find Adams Avenue Unplugged.
Yeah.
That's a huge festival.
It'll be fun.
It'll be great.
It'll be our first time playing there. Calamities.
All right.
And what do you got coming up?
We're playing at Rosie O'Grady's on March 15th from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. for all you late night
Dang.
owls. I'm getting too old. My mom is in the band. She's way too old. It's just like, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, but I'd be tired too, and I'm tired at this age.
Yeah.
So we're playing there, but in the works for us, like San Diego has been our home for 11 years. We're looking for a new home. And by we, I mean me.
Yeah.
And then I bring the band with me.
Yeah.
So it's looking like Bay Area or Portland, Oregon, and that's within the next year's time. And that's a for sure, because it's time to take big risks for big payoff.
Yeah.
And so the shows are gonna be on the slowdown, and we're only playing at places where we really like it. So like Riviera Supper Club, Rosie O'Grady's, Casbah sometimes, Soda Bar maybe, Bar Pink maybe.
Right.
We used to live there all the time.
Yeah.
There might be a Martinis Above Fourth classy gig happening.
Nice.
But we're just to the point to where it's time to find out what else is out there, and we've gone on tour quite a few times, but it's like serious time, and not just like, oh, we're gonna dabble.
Can I vote Portland?
No, totally.
If we're losing you, please go to Portland.
I know the Bay Area is pricey. It really is, but
Portland's just a little like grungy, grimy.
It is.
It's got a little grit to it.
It's got quite a bit more acceptance for like wanting to embrace things that are quite a bit different.
Yeah.
They're into that. And people show up. Rain or shine.
Yeah, that's true.
Or snow.
That's right.
People show up. So there's a difference. You know, if San Diego showed up, maybe we wouldn't leave. It would be a very different scenario. But
I hear you, girl.
that's just
it's
the
funny,
nature
right?
of the beast.
It's like a lot of our audience that comes regularly are each other. We are going to
Oh
each
yeah,
other's
it's
shows.
like I
If
see
we
you
make
at
it.
shows all the time. I see you. I see Sandy King and Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
I see
Whitney
Lauren
goes
Martin,
to shows,
Whitney
Lauren
Shea.
goes to shows. Yeah.
We're all out on
Yeah.
the scene, showing up for each other, and it's like, wouldn't that be great if these were like people who listen to music who don't make music?
I know.
That would be great, instead of people Netflix and chilling and like disappearing into their couches every night. That happens all the time. Bands are going to disappear the more and more you don't show up.
Yeah.
So listen up, people. If you want people to be here still,
true.
you show up. Period, point blank.
Well, you're talking to people who not only show
You
up,
get it.
they support.
Yeah,
You
they're
get it.
actually
But tell your friends, tell your
right.
mama.
These are the true
Tell your
fans.
neighbors. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do think,
That's so
if I
true.
may be like slightly San Diego political, I think if we had fewer gigs that started at 10 p.m., we might be better
Yes,
off.
I totally agree. I think shows should start between 6 and 8 p.m. and they should be
Absolutely.
done by 11.
Absolutely.
11:30 latest.
Yeah.
And also these 3-hour gigs. What are you asking of people? Are you asking for mediocrity, or are you asking for like bombastic awesomeness? If you're asking for a 3-hour gig, you're asking for mediocrity. I'm just going to break that down for you. If you're asking for an hour gig where people are giving it their all, you're going to get the best show, and
Yeah.
everybody's going to be so happy
so
and high
true.
off of each other's energy and all this stuff. It's that we need to get more into that mode. Yeah, we all got to pay bills. Yeah, those pay well.
Yeah.
Sometimes your wallpaper.
It's that
But
culture
I get it.
from long ago, and the bars need to keep people in there, and late at night, and
Don't have a singer then.
over. It's-
You need to have yourself a little jazzy jammy band, whatever the heck.
Yeah.
Where they don't even care what they're playing.
Yeah.
They're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Instead of like worrying about actually entertaining the people or tailoring something to the environment that
Preach, sister.
Ugh. It's just you do this long enough, you play enough of those gigs, you play over 110 gigs a year, you get wore the F out. And the feeling of unappreciation is just deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. Yeah.
I hear you.
And the people who do appreciate you, tell the people.
Yeah.
Tell them so that they don't feel like, is anybody listening? Does anybody care?
Yeah.
Tell them that you love them.
Yeah.
And you guys know.
I am doing the show again because of these 22 people.
Yay!
Heck
yes!
yeah.
That makes me so pumped. I love it.
You know, it's
do
so
this.
weird,
Thank you.
and I've explained this a couple of other times, is before I was always worried about, oh, how many hits am I getting, and who's listening to my show, and are the important people listening, and now it's like, I have my important people. These are the people that I know are listening, and if they miss a week, whatever, I know you're listening to every episode, though, aren't you?
It's
And,
there to
Oh my
listen
gosh, I
to,
got really
to go
crying
back
for a second.
to.
I'm sorry. I just got such a kick out of that.
But yeah, it feels good to know that people give a shit enough to want to be part of it and
Right.
make it happen.
Right.
And
Well, and I think that feeds, right? Like, you feel appreciated, and then you give more authenticity. You give more of you. You give more heart, and then more people are drawn in by that.
Absolutely.
And then it, like, builds versus, like, coming from that place of scarcity and, like, oh, is anybody listening? Exactly. Is anybody care? You know, and when you have at least 24
and I,
people who care.
I don't even look at my clicks anymore. I just know that I've provided this content for these wonderful people who are giving me some money each month to do it, and it's just, it feels like I have a job again.
Yay!
You know, and I love my bosses.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got one final song to play, but before that, did we cover everything? Is there anything else to talk about that you wanted to? I know we still have to record our Lady Brain jingle. Write and record it. No big deal.
No biggie. We're just going to do it on the fly.
Yeah.
I'd say just remind your friends to go out and see people. Share our music. Anybody's music who you like. Everybody's got Spotify, Pandora, and YouTube on their phones. Like, if you're in a space where hey, check this out. You're in somebody's car. Hey, let me plug in my phone real quick. You got to hear this. Like, be that guy.
Yeah.
Be that guy, because that's how people get noticed. I can't even tell. My voice students bring me so much incredible music I never would have heard if they didn't play it for me.
Right, yeah.
And I feel very fortunate that there's this symbiotic relationship going on where I'm able to share some really old stuff with them. Old 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I played Mariah Carey for my son the other day.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
like,
Like,
that was great.
Right?
Like,
What's whistle tone? Like,
Wow.
so, be that person. Be that conduit that, like, you know about them because me. I know that. You get to claim that.
I love it. Good advice.
I have nothing other than it's good to be around some beautiful women with strong brains and strong
Happy
hearts.
Independent or woman.
Happy Women's Day!
All right, tell me about Sunday afternoon.
Yes, so I kind of brushed the surface of this earlier. It was the same thing. It was I was just kind of in a very not great place in my life, and it required some giant shifts. But the line is, he tips his hat, he says hello, he says how do you do when the devil comes to visit on a Sunday afternoon. So it's basically just this. I was literally just sitting in the sunniest, brightest setting, and it was like the demon on my shoulder, just like, hey, come with me, don't ignore that sunshine, ignore that beautiful day. This is, you have trouble right here.
Right.
So that's the just that, and it's almost like a little hopeless. The chorus is, back to the lonely, and it's like, well, this is where I live. And it was like this kind of defeat, like, oh, well, this is just it now. This is it. So it's so good to be out. And if you're going through stuff like that, call me, email me, Instagram me. I will talk you through it, because honestly, it took some therapy. Let's be real. I had help. This is not all me.
I did too when I was going through my thing. Therapy is the thing.
Therapy is the ish. There are a lot of free and cheap resources. If you think that's just for bougie people, it's not. And then secondly, I just made some really big changes in my lifestyle, including moving out of a house that seemed really like my end all and be all, and it was killing me. So it was like, and no offense to those people, I still have very strong positive feelings and emotions toward that set of people, but it wasn't for me, right? So shifted the exercise routine, shifted what I'm eating, when I'm eating, my sleep. I started prioritizing myself, and I started doing the work on just clearing out the closets. Sweep under the damn rug, pick up the rug, vacuum under it. Don't just put it under and leave it, right? You can't, and it will eat you alive. So if you guys are struggling with that, I'm starting to put that into my singing coaching a little bit, kind of approaching it from all four corners, mind, body, spirit, soul. It's not, for many years I've taught as a means of like, hey, I need a few extra bucks, or I'm moving cities, I don't know anybody yet, or I'm, in between day job or whatever. So I would take students as a way to like just kind of make ends meet. And this really big shift happened in my own personal transformation of healing, that I said like, oh, I love teaching. I'm a good teacher. I love coaching people. Nice. I want people to be so, so awesome and like fully self-expressed humans that feel like helpful in the world and happy in the world, because I think those people make a ripple. I want a giant ripple effect of like singers changing the world, and non-singers like too. I don't know. I would coach somebody who doesn't identify as a singer. Like, go try it anyway. That shit's scary.
It's about using. Well, if you think about it in hippie woo woo terms, this is your throat chakra is your expressor. It is I mean, and this is the way that we as humans communicate, whether they be actual words or sounds or whatever it is that we're generating from this space. That singing is a throughway to self-confidence. It is a throughway to feeling like you got yourself. It's a throughway to expressing yourself. And it's freeing.
And it literally is moving energy through and out of you.
Exactly.
It will change your state of molecular being.
It's not about being good.
Maybe.
It's not about being good.
I think that's true.
Absolutely.
It's about being authentic. It's not about being good. It's about just letting that sucker ride and letting it out of you. And if you want to become a professional at it, that's a different thing. But at the end of the day, each of us has our own relationship to music, and especially to singing, because we all did it as kids. We all made noises as kids. We all explored our own voices. So you have to have that childlike personal relationship to music. It's like you don't go do yoga for your mom. You do it for yourself. You don't go sing for somebody else if you don't want to. You do it for yourself, and it's a beautiful thing.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. You guys, this is why I wanted to thank you. Thank you so much. This is like exactly the right group of people for today on Women's Day. That makes me so happy.
That works out perfectly.
We like dudes too. They're good.
Oh yeah,
dudes are pretty great.
Women are so powerful, and I think we're in a really like a crux at our existence where women have had it. They're like, I'm so tired of feeling suppressed. I'm so tired of feeling underappreciated or overwhelmed or confined by something that somebody else created. And I think more and more every single day and through work like that and discussions like this, not only women, the whole world, but women in particular, I think will start to really step into their shoes and go like, I am such a badass. Like, and go be badass, man. Go be badass women in the world, because that will change the world. I believe that fully.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It is definitely our time. LadyBrainPresents.com is where you can go to find out all about Lady Brain, and you can read an amazing review of Calamity's video. I was crying this morning.
Yay!
I know you're a great songwriter, but who knew you were such a great writer?
Yay!
Holy moly!
Thank you.
You just transported me. Like I can't wait for people to read that. They're gonna want to see the video just from what you wrote about it. You're amazing.
I've been wanting to step into these writers' shoes for a long time. I have a book that is going to be, it's called Lyrics, Casualties, and Dirty Secrets. And it's a kind of a tell-all about all of my lyrics and everything. But I've been like hanging on, like guarding it, and like oh, I don't know, is anybody gonna like? I'm terrible. I'm not a good writer. You know, you just beat yourself up while you're sitting by yourself. You don't have the reassurance of like talking to somebody.
No, you're so good.
No, but
I got to throw it to my wife though for helping edit. Thank you, Jody. Jody Smith for helping edit.
Thank you, Jody.
You guys have those thoughts, you call me, and same with you guys. You have those thoughts, you call me. I'm gonna tell you, you are so bad, ridiculously good at what you do.
It was great. It was great. So LadyBrainPresents.com, not only for the blog, but the other podcast, calendar of what we're doing, and if you are a lady that wants to be involved in the brain, you can go to that website and find out where our next meeting is. It's actually on March 31st.
Daytime though, so it will not conflict with your lovely show.
And
we can maybe head to your show after.
That one is going to we're going to have a couple of workshops. One is about sound engineering and how to ask for, what kind of sound you need.
Oh, I love that.
How to learn
and terminology and things.
Terminology, absolutely. And then Charisse Coulter is going to give us tips on how to set up the camera when we're doing our live video stuff and lighting and amazing stuff. She's so incredible. So it's going to be a pretty interesting and informative it's at Heather Janega's house.
Oh yeah.
So don't miss the next Lady Brain get together. Okay, we're going to finish off the show with this amazing song by Rose's Cantina. It's called Sunday Afternoon. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you.
Thank you. We love you.
Bye, Patreon people.
Bye.
Thank you. We love you. All right, we have a jingle to write.
Okay.
Lady, 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 break.